Hi there, I'm Christine Lampard and we're here with BAFTA behind the scenes of Daytime at ITV. Lorraine this morning, Loose Women, just in case you needed reminding.
And if there is any secret, I think it is.
Just feels like home to me.
I'm also the editor, producer, director.
Working on live daytime TV is never the same. Each day it's completely different. So many exciting things that we've done. We've held live weddings at the Royal Albert Hall.
Each day it is such a fabulous environment. You see really famous household names. You see A-listers. Today we've got a gorgeous baby in. Also got a robot in who, we're going to have robots in our homes like this robot. You may think the night before that you're going to be doing one show. You can literally be on air and the script is ripped up.
It's never the same, is it?
It's
always
never
different.
the same. And like even today's meeting, at different points we got emotional because we bring ourselves to this show. You know, it's like our experiences, isn't it?
Also, I'd almost say we don't prepare because obviously we talk about the top lines and the topics, but we're not scripted.
We have no idea.
Anything can happen, and usually does. I vividly remember I had high heels on. I'm not very good on high heels. It was one show that we did and I was walking down the stairs in high heels trying to speak while people obviously are always talking in your ear, and I fell and I tumbled over. And you know when you're a kid and you skin your knees and it's really sore, and my tights were all kind of ripped, but I just had to keep going. You say, oh well, never mind. You don't ignore it because you're in it with, the viewers can see. So you say to them, that was funny, wasn't it? But never mind, it's all good, and we get on with it. So I love this unpredictability of live television.
Andy's here, hiya, Andy.
Yeah, the morning Lorraine flip-flops. Wow, as long as it's not Crocs, I don't mind, but flip-flops, I think I'll be happy. And Taryn Edgerton is a very cool person. You can be very cool if you win the sum of money, 123,000.
We both like it when things go wrong.
There's something wrong with us.
Because those things are the most fun.
One time the auto cue went down and I loved it. I was like, this is taking me back to when I used to be on the road with no script and them just telling, right, Alison, you got 2 minutes. And it was literally that. They were like, right, we got 4 minutes to fill.
Okay, titles next.
Done.
I love the adrenaline, and I love how if you get yourselves into trouble, which we frequently do, you kind of have to get yourselves out of it, and it makes it really fun and your adrenaline kicks in.
Yeah, there's a lot of trust involved in doing live television.
Yeah.
And that's trust on screen, so between the two of us, knowing that if she's going down some chatty alleyway somewhere or other, I'm going to have to catch the ball and bring it back. Or if I'm going over here because I've got carried away and I'm often distracting everyone, she's going to have to drag it back. But also beyond that, I think the great thing about live television is the team that makes it.
Yeah.
Everybody is so on it because you have no second chance. From the runners to the producers to the sound guys to the lighting guys to the camera guys and the floor team to the green room team to the makeup team. It's the energy and the skill and the talent it's an absolute privilege for us just to sit at the front and do that bit because they really do all the hard work.
Okay, 45 seconds.
This is today I wore a jacket.
You see all of these relationships being formed and people getting to know each other. The Loose Women seeing Alison and Dermot or Kat and Ben. And Lorraine mixing with everybody. So it's truly fantastic.
I think with Loose Women, a lot of it is because it's just real. No one comes in hiding anything ever on Loose Women. And actually a lot of women have been incredibly open and honest on the show over the years about real personal struggles and problems and issues. And I think that resonates with people at home because they're feeling exactly the same things. 27 years, it's a long old stint on the telly. So people really still appreciate that human connection.
Stand by, ladies. 5 seconds. 4, 3.
My name's Paula Thomas. I'm the commissioning editor for Daytime at ITV. We're filming 3 different shows from the same location, which is something that we weren't doing last year, which has been really challenging for the team to manage.
We were moving all 3 shows from West London here in a very, very, very short period of time.
If you've ever done any building work at home, And if you times that by about 1,000, it was that big.
They took over a building and transformed everything from the studio to the dressing rooms to the gallery into what you see today.
We turned it a sound room, control room, into 6 dressing rooms and a wardrobe and green room and makeup rooms.
We've both experienced of moving studios and sets before, but nothing quite like this, because what we've done here is make a studio space of around 2,500 square feet, fit 3 bespoke individual live shows, and it was really clear from the ITV network that those 3 individual branded shows needed to retain that unique identity.
The 5th of January, when I was in the gallery and saw the shows go clean, it was like really, really good, because we were definitely squirreling away the night before going, is this going to happen? And then it did, and so that was fab.
But I kind of like the new studios and the fact now I am seeing Lorraine, because I never used to see her before in the other studios. Yeah. We see the loose women before they go on. It's actually like a big family, a little bit like a theatre backstage now.
Yes.
Because you see everybody everywhere and it's really nice. You see all the guests. We saw Craig David today. Do you know what I mean? It's great. I love it.
So we have a team that work across all 3 shows. So they just go from 7 until 1:30 doing all 3 shows. And then the editorial team changes across the 3 shows. So you've got an editorial uniqueness about each show, but the team who resource it are basically the same.
Do you know, there's not really such a thing as a usual show. Things can change all the time because it's live television. We've got an idea of what we're going to do, but it might change for the simplest of reasons, that maybe there's a traffic jam and our guest is late. So we might have decided to have the guest at the top of the show, but if they're running late, we would have them at the end. So we just kind of turn things around, and if any news breaks while we're on air, we can sort that too. But generally, I've got a rough idea of what I'm doing the day before.
There is no usual show, is there, ever?
Sort of mid to late afternoon, we will get sent briefs from our producer, which is about each of the guests and the interviews that we're going to be doing, each of the items that we have in the next show. We'll either phone them and speak to them, or we'll just sort of go through what we've got. So there could be some things that we need to watch. So for example, the cast of the Madison were in, so we made sure we were across what's being done. Can't get to it at 7 o'clock. It takes a lot of time to sort that out. I get in about 8 o'clock, and we have a pre-show meeting in here, don't we? 20 minutes, 25 minutes, having a pre-show production meeting. And then we go into the studio about 9:30. In preparation for the show, which goes live at 10. And we're on air from 10 till 12:30. Then what happens?
But we just never really know what's on the show, do we?
No.
Talking of the rich tapestry of life, I mean, everything from the world's most tattooed lady to the Prime Minister, anything.
Yeah,
hammocks,
anything. Oh yes, remember
puppies,
that. Sound baths. Anything and everything.
Gladiators.
I think that's the thing that makes it fun, is that often we will open up at the briefs that we get, and we'll go, we're doing what tomorrow?
Well, it starts in the week, actually. I get a phone call from one of the producers.
Normally get a briefing call on Wednesday to tell you what's going on.
So you kind of roughly know what's happening, but it could change.
Always open to feedback as well. So if you have ideas, you sort of speak to them on Wednesday, and then the briefs come through on a Thursday.
We might have things to watch also throughout the week, or a book to read.
Thursday's weird, because Thursday, some days, there can be loads and loads of work to do until like the wee hours. And then on other days, you can get it done about half an hour. But they normally come through early evening time.
We come in the morning, and then we talk about the news and the news stories that we're going to cover as well. So it's pretty fast moving, pretty full pace. We don't really get to look at the scripts. There's no rehearsal.
They sort of trust us a lot to just kind of put our own spin on things.
To keep us on track, we do have an auto cue that we go to occasionally, don't we?
Yeah, for like structure.
A little bit, like spontaneous improvisation. Yeah, it really is like
if you do your prep, then you can do that because you've done your prep. So by the time you get out there, I want to be playing in the sandpit by the time with my best mate. By the time we go out and have fun.
My best mate
on telly, and then the best mate on telly. We've got a lovely little shorthand.
Yeah, we have. It's great actually. I know when he wants to speak, which is most of the time, and
which is all of the time.
I think the thing that always surprises people about working on daytime TV is the amount of time it takes to put the programmes together. I think for lots of people it can feel really like it's a very casual chat between the guest and our brilliant presenters. But that is only possible because of the brilliant team that work behind the scenes. So everything that you see on the show has had so much thought go into it. Hours of research, research chats with the guests who are coming on, real thought about why that particular item or story is relevant to our audience, and how to make it really helpful for them. Because I think our aim with all the content we do across all 3 shows is that people will watch and take something home or take something away from that.
Well, a show for Loose Women consists of all of us getting together in the morning for a morning meeting. We tend to be there a bit earlier, so we have a good old chat and catch up first, and then we get stuck into all of our topics.
Because it's live telly, sometimes like I don't want to talk over other people, but if I don't interrupt, I'll never get a word in. I never get a word in edgeways.
You made that? Did you?
Some of the things I'm proudest of are the way that we champion people on our shows. Whether that's Jessie Nelson talking about the difficulties she's had getting her children diagnosed with SMA and catching the attention of Wes Streeting, who's now going to do something about it, or whether it's someone ringing into one of our trusted experts like Dr. Amir with a medical problem that they just haven't been able to get any help for anywhere else.
We've worked on really hard-hitting campaigns, tackling things like male loneliness, with the Calm charity.
Change and Check, which is our breast cancer campaign. I think we've saved up to over 105 viewers' lives by people watching that series on, or watching that item on Lorraine, and then simply, checking themselves, and then, having a diagnosis, but hopefully finding an early diagnosis. No Buts, which is for bowel cancer. And then on Loose Women, we run the domestic abuse campaign, which is Facing It Together, which is incredibly important. So all of those campaigns, and we do smaller ones and we do smaller items, but knowing that some good is coming out is just such a positive force for all of us.
It's the great fun moments where we dress up and we're incredibly silly. It's the heartbreaking interviews. Just recently, a few weeks ago, we did an interview and it literally broke my heart and stayed with me for weeks afterwards. And
What was that?
It was a woman talking about her domestic abuse, and it was coercive control, which I'm very passionate about being more vocal about. So, and then, you have the days like the big days like Oprah Winfrey coming on.
Yeah.
So it's just a smorgasbord of delights, a hot and cold running buffet.
Yeah. Sometimes for me, it's not the episode or the content that stands out. Sometimes it's a moment where I'll look either side of me and think, well, these are women, like with you, I think these are women I grew up watching on screen in their other roles before they became Loose Women. Or I'll listen to Janet and I'll think, when would I get to work with somebody with this much life experience in telly? Because telly doesn't always value older women and their experiences. And like when we had the anniversary, I looked around at everyone on that shoot and I was like, who has a TV show for 25 years plus, So I always have a moment where I feel proud to be involved in something that celebrates such a vast mixture
Diversity of women.
Yeah, the diversity, the
Whether in age, size, ethnicity.
And they don't have to like shrink themselves to pretend to be younger or be something else, So I feel like really proud of that, actually.
Yeah.
This morning's been on for 37 years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a long old time.
It is a long time.
What's the secret?
Well, the secret is the audience, isn't it? The fact that we have the privilege of being invited into people's living rooms and kitchens and things like that, and so have all the presenters before us, essentially. I think it quite often feels as though we're a little bit of family. To be invited into people's houses is it's a privilege.
And what I really like is when I'm out and about, like maybe just shopping or whatever, or out for dinner or something like that, and people come up and chat away to me as if I'm their friend. That is fantastic. I love that. It baffles my husband sometimes because he's like, how do we know that person that's been talking to us for like 20 minutes? And I'm like, no, we don't. They just like the show.
Often our viewers will say that our hosts are more than presenters to them. They're actually like family, and people turn in for company as well as to be informed and educated and entertained.
So we get feedback from viewers in real time, whether that's over social media or via email, or if you're out with one of the presenters, people are very happy to come up to you in the street and tell you what they think of what you've just done on the programme.
Chatting to a neighbour, or like chatting to the person that works in Starbucks that I see every morning, and they know what I do. You know, you chat to people, don't you? And they know what you do, and they'll say, "Oh God, I can't believe I just saw that on the TV," and it is really lovely.
The thing that I pride myself on the most as Loose Women is people tend to say, "Oh, hi Nadia."
Yeah.
You know, because you're relatable, so you're not like this TV presenter behind this glass. You're like that. We always say the audience is the fifth loose woman.
The lovely thing, isn't it, that we were fans of the show. We used to watch the show all the time. Do you know what I mean? So we're fans of the show. I used to watch Phil in Hollow. I even used to watch back in the day.
Richard and Judy, of course.
And Judy, back in the day when they were in, is it Liverpool? They were in Liverpool back then.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows what you want on in your house. I have it on in the background.
It's like
I might be
radio.
ironing and it'll be there. Yeah, it is like a radio. Do you know what? Every time I come into this morning, I smell a BAFTA, but for some reason, we've only got one. Another thing you might not know is me and Dermot are going up for a restaurant now, aren't we?
Are we?
And you're paying.